What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy to have you guys here again. Today we're diving into retention. This has been highly requested and I actually have an entire ebook on retention. It's part of our Lash Bible, which is like a 3-part series that I will continue to add to, but that is part 3. And it actually just breaks down everything you need to know regarding retention. And so I highly recommend that if you struggle with retention, just go ahead and purchase the ebook. It's not expensive at all, and it's going to give you the blueprint to how to achieve perfect retention. But today we're going to break down a few of those because as a lash artist myself, being in the industry and not having someone to teach me those things, I had to learn everything on my own. So that is why I'm here, you guys. I've been, like this from day one. I've always been super open and honest about my struggles, and it's really my goal to teach you guys all of the things that I had to struggle with as a lash artist. I wish I had someone just to tell me so that I didn't have to go through all those struggles. So I'm going to teach you guys a few things here on YouTube, but again, if you guys want the extended version, please check out the ebook because it is going to just level you up completely, and it's going just to provide so much knowledge to you. And that's one thing as lash artists that we need to continue to seek is knowledge. The more we know, the more powerful we can be, the more we can teach, the more we can increase our income, and that's really what we're trying to do here. So I always say you can make a ton of money in the lash industry. It's completely changed my life. In order to do that, you must know how to make multiple streams of income in the industry that you are in, and it is 100% doable. You can make over $100,000 a year, and that's like the bottom line of what you probably should be making in this industry. You can actually go on to make millions. And if you're interested in knowing how to do that, please drop a comment down below because I've been contemplating doing a whole series on that because I think it is super helpful. A lot of people don't understand money, and in order to understand money, you must learn from someone who understands money. So that's a whole different topic. Let's jump into retention, you guys. Make sure you like the video. Thank you guys for tuning in, and let's go. Okay, so first things first, there's 2 different people responsible for retention. It's you and the client, okay? Now, in order to cross all your T's and dot all your I's, you need to make sure that you are doing everything that you need to be doing during the application process. And that can consist of, your glue, your placement, your product, the list goes on and on, but let's break down some of the most important ones, okay? Number 1 most important thing as a lash artist is you need to make sure that you are using high quality products, okay? Because if you're using cheap product, you're going to run into issues. Alone, you shouldn't be using it because it just doesn't look the best, and you want to provide quality if you want to, climb up the ladder. So please use quality products. Also, please understand your products. There are so many lash artists that use things that they don't need to use. For instance, primer. You do not need to use primer on every single client. You could actually strip the lash of its pH and actually make it so that the glue has nothing to bond onto because you stripped it. So you should only be using primer on certain clients. So if you don't know that, buy the ebook, okay? Because it breaks down exactly what clients should be using primer and when. Okay, so the number 1 thing that you should be, super mindful of is the product you're using. Number 2 is placement. Placement is so important. There's so many times, you guys, that you're lashing away and then you brush and your lashes pop off. Well, that's because you're actually not placing them directly onto the natural lash, and or your client's natural lashes are dirty. When you are applying onto a natural lash, you need to make sure that you have enough glue and that you are actually bonding it onto the natural lash. See, what a lot of lash artists do not knowingly is that they're placing it, but they're placing it either too far back or only attaching it a little bit. So you really need to dial in, get glasses if you need to, and really look at where you're placing that natural lash, because placement is so important when you are lashing anybody, okay? Number 2, you want to make sure you're not using too long of an extension or too big of an extension on your client's natural lash. Our natural lashes can't hold things that are too long or too heavy, so it'll naturally shred it. shed it. So make sure you're mindful of, you know, how long or how thick of an extension you're putting on your client's natural lashes. These are like basic info you guys should know. You should learn this in training. This is simple stuff, okay? Now, it can get even more in depth depending on, you know, if you're stripping your lashes, if your glue is expired, if you're, you know, not using all the products that work in sync with each other. So be very mindful, you guys, of what you're using, how you're using it. But the number one cause of retention issues is not enough glue and bad placement. So please, please always double check those, okay? And I have videos, up close videos on placement. So go ahead and, you know, just go back through the videos and find those videos if you don't know how to properly place, or if you feel like you are doing it right, but you're not sure if you are. So check that out, because that breaks down visually how to properly apply, whether that be on top or underneath of the natural lash. So please check out that video, super helpful. Okay, so last one as lash artists that we should be very mindful of is sealing or nano misting. You guys want to be sealing your lashes because it's going to lock in that adhesive. It's just going to seal everything up, and it's also going to provide better retention. And so that's why I say it's really important to understand the products you're using. I always like to stick with one brand when it comes to primers and sealants because they tend to work together very well. So do your research on your brand. Don't just go with the brand that's the most popular or the cheapest. Go with the brand that has good reviews, that, you know, you've tried out before and you like it. You don't just have to follow everybody. There's so many brands nowadays, so try them and just kind of see what works best for you. Now let's go to clients, because they are also very responsible for retention issues. Now, as a lash artist, I always offered a little grace period. If the majority of your clients have great retention, there's just a few that have really bad, it's probably something that they're doing and you're not doing. So also kind of keep a head note of what clients you did during the week, or during the same time that maybe that client is having retention. You can kind of go back and be like, wait, well, that client has great retention, this client isn't. What's going on? Do they have oily skin? Are they using the sauna? Are they, you know, face sleepers? Do they touch their lashes a lot? Like, you got to go through a checklist and figure out what is causing the retention, because if you did everything correctly, you know, cross all your T's, dot all your I's, well, then you got to start asking questions towards the client. And that's why it's really important to have a great relationship with your client. Talk to them, you know, learn about their daily lives, what they do, because there are certain things in people's daily lives that will affect retention. So get to know your clients. Okay, so what can clients do to cause retention problems? Well, I kind of named a few already. You know, number one is how they sleep. I had clients that were sleep on one side of their face, they would lose a lot there. I had clients that would sleep on their stomach, they would lose both. So, you know, if you notice lash loss on one side, it's probably typically because they sleep on that side. Or if you're noticing it a lot on both, do they have oily skin? Does their lashes, you know, do they touch their lashes a lot? You got to understand that clients most of the time are not going to tell you the truth, because they don't want to pay, right? They don't want to be like, oh, I did that. That's what caused my retention to fall out early. Or, you know, they would rather just be like, I don't know what happened. So you got to really dig into them and don't let them take advantage of you. Another thing is obviously set boundaries, you guys. You want to make sure that they're cleaning their lashes. That is so important. Aftercare is so important, because if you are doing lashes on clients with dirty lashes, or they're constantly coming in with dirty lash, they have a buildup on their lash line, you're not actually attaching the lash to the natural lash, you're attaching it to the dirt, the debris, the oil, the makeup, everything that's building up on their lash line. And so in return, you're gonna notice retention issues because it's just gonna shed. So make sure that your clients have clean lashes. Make sure they're not touching their face all the time. You know, make sure that they're cleaning them, brushing them, taking really, really good care of them. You want to also offer your clients a great aftercare routine. Providing your clients with the tools that they need to take care of their lashes is just going to help you in the long run with your services, but it's also going to provide an upsell for you as well. You know, you obviously want to be charging your clients for the product that you're providing for them as aftercare. So clients can obviously, you know, cause some sort of retention problems, but the majority of retention issues is always going to come from the lash artist. So you need to go back, go through your application process, make sure that you're doing everything correctly, make sure that you're using the correct products, make sure that you are applying the lashes correctly. Don't overthink it, you guys. Just know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing and you struggle with that, again, I'll say it again, download the ebook, because it's just gonna give you guys a detailed version of this video. It's gonna really break it all down for you. But lashing is trial and error. You know, you're gonna trial and error with products. You're gonna trial and error with application. You know, you have to just climb the ladder and get better. If you struggle with any parts of this, whether it be retention, whether it be application, just know that you're just learning. You have to just kind of be patient with yourself. And that's why these tools are out there for you guys, because if you don't continue to learn and grow, you're just kind of be stuck, and you don't want to be stuck, right? We want to like keep going. So always find a lash artist mentor, somebody who is going to provide you with information that is correct. And that's super important when you are, you know, listening to all the lash artists out there that are now on YouTube, or who are now giving trainings or making books or whatever they're doing. You guys really look at their work, look at their reviews, look at their history, how long have they been lashing, and, you know, decide from there who you're going to purchase your education from, because there's just a lot going on nowadays in the industry. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something new. Remember, be patient with yourself and just continue to work hard, because the more hard you work, the more you will be rewarded. And because you are here watching this video, please, please, please give yourself a pat on the back. You are here to learn something new. So always be proud of yourself. I love you guys, and I'll be back with more videos. If you guys have any requests, please drop them down below in the comments. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys.